Hello my friends, I'm so glad you're here. Mostly that you opened this video, which means that you're taking a step toward beginning a yoga practice. I can't tell you how many people tell me that they want to start practicing yoga, but they need to get flexible first, or they need to get stronger before they start. And it's so counter to how it happens. It's like saying, I want to play the piano, I want to take piano lessons, but I need to learn how to play first. Doesn't make any sense, right? So we're kicking off this practice today as a means to just get your feet wet, to feel like you can do this. You can do this. And hopefully you'll feel the benefits of it. I'm Maeve. Let's practice. We're going to start lying on your back. This is little mister. He likes to get involved in the practice. You can have your knees bent, your legs straight, whatever feels good to you. You're going to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And we're going to start to breathe here. So inhale, fill up your belly. Fill up your heart. And then exhale, empty the heart. And empty the belly. I'm going to do that a few more times. Inhale, filling the belly. Filling the heart. And then exhale, releasing from the heart and from the belly. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And then take your arms out to the side. Bend the knees if they're not yet bent. And then just rock the knees side to side here. So the breath is not going to be as full as it just was, but we're keeping some sense of that continuous inhale, exhale. It becomes like a rhythm in your system, a cadence for you to follow. Good. I'm going to roll all the way to our side, and then come onto your hands and your knees. If your knees are tender, just put a little extra padding under your knees, like a towel or a blanket. So spread through the fingers, palm the ground. So I know this can feel scary, especially if you have any wrist stuff, but the more you push energy down into the ground, the more energy you receive back. If we rest in our hands, it doesn't feel good. If we push down and we stay energized, it feels fantastic. Inhale, pull your heart forward, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. This is called cow's pose. And then exhale, push away, round the back, and this is cat's pose. Inhale, filling, lifting the gaze, lifting the tail. Exhale, rounding the back. And two more like that. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Come through a neutral spine. Start to walk your hands back toward your knees, and then we're going to bring this right foot forward. Your left knee is going to stay down. And again, if this feels like it's too much on your knee, put some padding under your knee. With all things, we are not passive here until we get to the very, very end. We are actively pressing down. Front foot actively pushing down. Back foot actively pushing down. You're not resting in the knee, you're just hanging in this space. And then sweep the arms up to the sky. This is called Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Bring your hands back down, step that leg back, and then let's just simply switch sides. Bring the left foot forward, push down, and then rise up. So again, you are not passively hanging out in your leg, you're actively pressing down. And then release your hands down. You're going to bring your knee back. And then you're going to walk your hands back to your feet and rise all the way up to standing. Take the feet out wide. Bravo, bravo. Turn your right foot open. So I'm not actually mirroring you, I'm doing the same side as you. so you'll look that way. Yeah, I probably should have mirrored you, but I'm not. Right leg is here. Arms extend out. Lift up. Bend the knee. Lift up. Bend the knee. Rise up. Bend the knee. One more time, rise up. And then sinking down. We'll stay about 5 breaths. This knee is tracking right over the center of your foot. So if you look at your right foot, your knee should be over the middle toes. Your arms are not being held up, they're extending out. This is called Warrior 2. Bring your hands through center, straighten that leg. We're just going to flip the feet around. So turning the toes the other way. There's a little angle on this back foot, so look at the position of my feet. And you're going to pretty much emulate that to some degree, because my ankles are different than your ankles. And so you're going to find what feels good to you. But for the most part, this front foot is pointing straight ahead. This back foot is a little on an angle. Classically, this pose is taught with heel to arch alignment. You're going to play with that until you feel stable and strong. So maybe you feel better with your heel lined up to the back heel and not to the arch of the foot. And it's all good. And then I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to sink down. And lift up, and sink down. And we'll do that a couple more times. And last time. And this time we hold it here. Good. Knee tracks right over the center of the foot. Don't worry about this back hip. Focus on the front hip here. Wrap open. Arms extending out. We're just going to stay here with the feet wide. Push the feet down, squeeze them toward each other. Energize the legs. Breathe. One more breath here. Beautiful. You're going to soften the knees. Carefully bring the feet in toward each other to about hips distance. And then from here, look down at your feet. Toes are straight ahead. I like to kind of rock a little forward and back. Lift the toes, come into the toes, lift the heels, and then root the feet down. So remember, whatever you give down in energy, you receive back. Rooting down, rebounding energy. Rooting, rebounding. So rather than just kind of standing here where it feels like uncomfortable and you want to shift all over the place, push your feet down. Lift, 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 lift. From the legs all the way up through the spine. Turn the palms open, broaden the collarbones. And take a few breaths here. This is called Tadasana, mountain pose. Be a mountain. Bring your hands back into your heart. Beautiful. You're going to bend your knees. Look down at your knees, track them over your feet, and then stretch your arms forward. I'm going to give you a little side view here. This is chair pose. If your shoulders are tight, you're going to feel better with your arms here or here. If your shoulders feel okay, you can start to reach the arms up any amount. If bringing the arms up starts to make you feel like you're doing this, keep the arms forward. Draw the front ribs back. So I'm filming this for you from my home, and there's things going on. There's things happening around me right now. It's not a perfect environment, right? So the excuse that you don't have a good space to practice yoga at home, it doesn't work. You'll hear noises happening. There's things happening around, and we're just going to keep going. Because that's how the world is. We give ourselves time, we give ourselves space and peace, even with chaos around. Press down and rise up. Very, very nice. We're going to do a simple half sun salutation. I say simple, there's nothing simple about it, but It's just breath and movement. And so I want it to feel simple. Simplify, simplify, simplify. I'm going to talk you through it. We're going to inhale, starting in Tadasana, we reach up, and then exhale, forward fold. Put a little bend in the knees so that your back has some length. Slide your hands to your shins, pull the spine forward, pull the gaze a little forward, and then fold back down. Soften the knees. Keep the knees soft. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale. And then draw your hands into your heart. Exhale. I'm just going to change my angle for you. Inhale. Starting from Tadasana. Rise up, rooting energetically down. And then exhale, forward fold. Come up halfway. Hands to shins. Pull the gaze forward. Pull the spine forward. And then release back down. Inhale. Lengthen the spine, rise up to stand. And then we pull our hands into our heart. We're just going to do that one more time. Inhale, rise. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Follow your exhale to a forward fold. Soften the knees. Come up halfway, hands on your shins. Pull your spine forward. And then melt down again. Inhale, rise all the way up. And with your exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Beautiful. We're going to make our way down onto our back. So however you feel comfortable getting there, come on down. You're going to cross your right ankle on your left thigh and just encourage this right knee to open. I'm going to take a few breaths here. I like to keep my left hand on my left hip, my right hand at my right knee. And your knee might be in here, that's fine. Notice this left ankle, press it against the right thigh. Notice the length of your spine, your jaw. Allow the jaw to soften. Notice your cheeks, your eyes. Are things working that don't need to work right now? And so building this constant awareness of sensation in your body, of what's happening, of how you feel, and how you're responding to different postures. That is yoga, not putting your foot behind your head. One more inhale. And then release the leg with your exhale. Take the arms out to the sides like a cactus. Breathe across the chest. Open your mouth, let it go. Do that one more time. Inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. Take the legs out straight if it's okay. Bring the arms a little closer into the sides of your body. Allow the eyes to close, allow the body to get heavy. And you're just going to stay here for about a minute. And now, we're looking to become more passive. We're looking to surrender into the floor. We're surrendering the breath into it being passive and quiet. We're allowing the muscles to let go, the joints to soften, and this moment of stillness to arrive in our physical body. And the more we practice, it arrives in our mental state as well.
Touch your fingers, wiggle your toes, bend your knees. You have two choices. You can roll over to your side and then push up to seated from there. If it's easier to come up to seated by rocking up, whatever suits you and your body. And then just come to seated. Bring your hands into your heart. Ask yourself this simple question: how do I feel? How am I responding to this practice? Do I want more? Did that feel like it took forever? There's no right or wrong answer. It is what you're feeling. And the practice is tapping into what you're feeling. I thank you for doing this practice with me. Thank you for moving with me. Thank you for breathing with me.